going up that way. Camp was right down around that corner. I slept really good last night. Had exactly what I needed. It was a quiet evening, quiet night. Ate, slept, was only up for a couple hours. Was able to sleep with the tent open. Till a little biting flies got too bad, but a cool breeze picked up. Closed up the tent. Tent was dry this morning. My shoes were drier. I'm dry. Feeling pretty good. Ready to get this day started. This is a 1 mile, 600 and some foot uphill. It's a pretty day. It's gonna rain this afternoon, but I'll deal with that whenever I'm dealing with that big uphill section. I'm almost there. Getting pretty rocky and steep. What I'm going up to is Highcock Knob, but there's not going to be a view there, so anyway, got to get after it. Highcock Knob. Not much to see, but that's my uphill for the morning. Now I mostly have downhill, and I can just spend all day thinking about all the uphill I'm going to have in the afternoon. Came from up there. Lots of rocks. I'm going down this way. Going down this is more fun than going up. I drank the rest of my water while taking a half-hour break, talking on the phone with parents. About a mile from the shelter that I wanted to stop at for lunch. This is a nice little spot to get some water. Took a little break. Still on track to make it to that shelter before noon. This might be the best view of the James River I get. I'll be going down and across that on a bridge. I've got quite a bit of downhill before I can get there. That's where I'm going to stop for lunch, just as soon as I get across the creek. Hey, lizard. Filling up my water here at the stream next to the shelter, and who I noticed down on a log. So I'm taking my lunch break. Done about 8 miles. I want to do 15s in order to make sure I was at Buena Vista first thing Saturday morning. And 8 miles would bring me to a possible campsite that is 7 miles from here, but it's at the top of a 4 mile, 2,200 foot climb, which means I'd be carrying a lot of water up there. But rather than save that for tomorrow and have to do that tomorrow on top, have to do 19 to get in to where I want it to be to get to town the next day. Right now, that's my plan. But in 4 miles, I come to another water source. So I'm going to drink a liter and take a liter with me. Another big rock. So there's the river right over there. I can't really see it because of the trees. I think I'm about a mile away from where I'm going to cross it on a bridge. That's a wide river. This is the James River footbridge. That road there would take me into Glasgow. If I knew my package was going to be here already, I would have gone there instead. Sounds like a neat town. Has free camping with a little pavilion with showers and that. I'm going to keep on going. Time to start some uphill. It's dry in between these two shelters, except for a stream about 4/10 of a mile ahead. Still figuring out what I want to do, because not only is it dry, it's way up. So I just sat, thought about what to do today. Had to give myself a little pep talk. It's 2,200 foot of elevation gain in the next like 3¼ miles, not even 3½. I can take all the time I need to do it. It's going to start raining on me before I make it up there, but I'm pretty sure there's a campsite there. Not a lot of camping in between here and there, and I don't think I can make it to Punch Bowl Shelter, which is in 9 miles if the terrain's very rocky up there. So I've got 3½ liters of water. Gonna get started going uphill. Hard to see on here, but there's the shelter that I just passed up. And I think I started to hear thunder. I'm still sure this is the right thing to do. I made it a ½ mile past the shelter where it got dark and the rain started up real strong and wind came down really hard. And I decided that I was being stupid. So I backtracked, and I hate backtracking. But went back to the shelter. I can hear music, so that means a hiker named Pipes is already there. And hopefully, I hear several voices. Hopefully I get room in the shelter. Well, actually I should redo this later because the rain doesn't look very impressive now. But it was really bad just a minute ago.
It was worse, yeah.
I thought Pipes said he was going on up the mountain, but whenever I backtracked a ½ mile to get here, he's already here just sitting there looking smart. Being smarter is a little bit harder for some of us. And then there's another hiker named Moon. Can't remember, he said he was going to wait for the blow over and keep going. Anyway, I am done for the day. I'm just going to have to wake up, motivate it, and knock out the miles tomorrow.
I'm keeping going. Keeping on with keeping on.
All right. It's 8 o'clock. I got up early, but hiker in the shelter named Moon, and I could talk to that guy for hours. We just had really interesting conversations. Not carrying as much water as I had yesterday. Got 3 miles and 2,200 foot of elevation gain, but my legs are rested, my pack's lighter. I'm going to do, I think it's like 18 or 19 miles total today to be right outside, or to be right before the trailhead to get into town. It's nice and cool today, and I don't think it's supposed to rain, so I'm not even back to the trail yet, but I'm ready to do my uphill. This is a ½ mile from the shelter. The level's off a little bit. This is where I was at yesterday whenever the sky opened up and started pouring down rain. Said that my pack feels light. It feels super light. Where I had just a little moment of paranoia and unpacked it and made sure I still had my battery bank. I'd be ashamed to leave something behind. But the pack does feel light, and got some more steep uphill to do. Came from down there. I'm gonna go over there. I'm about 2 miles up. Have about another mile At 1,000 foot of elevation gain left, there's James River. And gonna take a little break on these. This is the view from Little Rocky Row. They're gonna have me go downhill 200 foot before going back up 1,000, because that's just the way the mountain's shaped. Going down, I think it's 200, 300 foot, and then going back up another 700 foot. It's going to be steep. That's my big uphill of the morning. I'll have another little uphill later on. I'm feeling pretty good. Pack feels light. Slept well last night. It's a good day, nice and cool. I'm almost there. Just get a little bit steep and rocky at the very end. I think this is the Big Rocky Row. And then one more time because I was goofing around with the zoom. Gonna take me another break. For the next few miles, it's gonna be little ups, little downs. Nothing more than a mile of at one time, I think. Gonna take a break. A little bit of a view on this side. All right, this is the top of Bluff Mountain. There's a very pleasant breeze. All right, gonna take a break. And then this is the high point of my day. All right, this ends my 9 miles dry stretch. So I'm gonna drink some water, get some water. Trail crosses the road up there. It's a little bit after 1, and I am halfway through my day. This is the Peddler River. Whenever I was taking that break talking with my friend, I checked, and on Google it says that the post office in Buena Vista isn't open on Saturdays. I just got service a little while ago, called and confirmed. They said they could not send my package to Lexington. So it's a good thing I was planning on zeroing anyway, because it looks like I'm going to have to wait till Monday morning to pick up my package, swap out my gear. What happens, there's a UPS store or location, and that they're open from like 7 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night every night. So in the future, I might be trying to use UPS instead of USPS. That's the Lynchburg Reservoir. Not a real good shot of it. I see I come close to it on the map later, but I don't know if I get within sight of it. It's about 7:30, and I think I got like one of the best night's sleep on trail that I've had so far. It's nice and cool. Condensation wasn't a problem. I thought it might have been because I'm right next to the creek. But I slept really good. Now I'm gonna hike into town and then zero and eventually get my gear swapped out. A little bit humid, but it's a nice cool morning. The trail is a little bit gooey, but it's not steep, so it's totally manageable. Feeling good this morning. This is Brown Mountain Creek. Gonna try to get across with dry feet. Over across the creek, I can see what looks like a stone wall. Now I'm gonna be looking for old ruins in that. This is US Route 60. Trail came out right over there, and Buena Vista's that way. So I'm gonna give it an hour. It's 9:45. See if I can get a hitch, or I think I could call and get a shuttle. I do have service here. This is the Budget Inn in Buena Vista. There's a Burger King and gas station right across the road. Mr. Leonard, who runs the place, gave me most of a fuel canister and let me borrow some tools, change a trekking pole tip. And it's 11 o'clock, and because there was a room ready, he's letting me check in early. Well, my first impression is that it's clean. I love the orange microwave. The floor plan seems a bit odd. Got my TV there, bed here. There's this room, and the bathroom. Grocery store is about a mile away, although Mr. Leonard said that he could give me a ride. There's a Family Dollar just right across the street. Outfitter is over in the next Lexington, which is a few miles away. So if I need to go there, I might see about getting a shuttle. But I think this is going to be a good place to take a day off.